The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in a ton of states, and you get $10 free with promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no the guy. It's me, really raw, villain raw. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Must win game 4 for the Detroit Pistons right now. They built a little bit of a lead here. Don't you hate when yawns just come out of nowhere? Just like weird. Sorry about that. But yeah, we have the Detroit Pistons up 46-39 right now on the Orlando Magic. Time of recording. Big week of NBA basketball here. We'll see some teams get out of the second round. We'll see the second round begin. We'll see some teams ultimately see if they can try to pull themselves out of a hole. The Magic are trying to avoid being down 3-1. We got Philly already currently down 3-1. We'll see if they get closed out here on a Tuesday. I got Lonte with me. Lonte, what's going on?
Yeah, not much, man. Doing good. It's a throwback game if you like rock fights with Detroit and Orlando, but so far so good.
All right. Small slate, three games on the NBA playoff slate here on a Monday. A lot to talk about. We'll get all to it and more in just a second. But first, got to remind people that it's Derby week. Make sure you check out the Derby preview for the Kentucky Derby this week. Check it out on the Sports Gambling Podcast, youtube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. And hey, get your bets on right now with NYRA Bets. Get your free $25 Derby bet plus a $200 deposit match for new members at nyrabets.com/SGPN25. That's nyrabets.com/SGPN25. All right. First game up on the docket, we've got Philly on the road going to play Boston. Boston leads the 76ers 3-1 in the series. They're laying 11.5 here at home. 214.5 is the total here. Big news. Joel Embiid came back last game. He didn't look good, but he did come back as Philly got just stomped out. I think it was 23s made by the Boston Celtics in that game. So just a lot to overcome. 128-96. Embiid finished the game 9 for 21, 26 points, 10 rebounds. Wasn't efficient at all. Maxey had a calm little 20 here, and the 76ers struggled to get to 96 points. I would like to hear the breakdown. We'll see if Boston, it was 24 threes by Boston in that game. So I have a thought that, Joel Embiid is actually a very, very plus matchup. I don't know if it's the surgery, the time off, all of that. Maybe he needs one game to kind of get his legs under him. Maybe he needs more. That would be unfortunate. But clearly, him having that setback and the fact that he did not look great for duration of that game. I think he started like 4 for 13. Like it was really, really bad over the first part of the game for him. Peyton Pritchard had 32. That might not happen again. Like it seems that in every step of the way so far in this series, where you have bet Boston and said, surefire way, Boston's going to cover and get this win, no doubt about it, they have let you down. And then as money starts to creep back on Philly, that's when Boston turns it up like they did last game. But ultimately, I have to think Boston's going to let you down in this spot. It does. I mean, who cares Joel Embiid, he's got to go out there and do something better than like he can't play much worse than what he did, and he still finished with 26 and 10. He's just a really good matchup against the Celtics. They don't have anybody that can stop him when he's ready to really get going. So he's got to go out there and be aggressive, and be good in this one. Tyrese Maxey, we know, can be a problem for them. They've had issues with that. Derek White has been just, I mean, abysmal throughout the whole series. He's not helping out. So if they can slow down Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum a little bit, and they don't allow Peyton Pritchard to have 32 on him, I can see this being a much closer game. It doesn't have to be Boston wins this by a million. It could be Boston by 4, Boston by 5, anything like that. Like I could see this playing a lot closer. And it just seems like everything broke right for Boston that with that game 4 in Philly. And now they come back down to earth. Maybe Embiid plays a little bit better. We've seen Philly be able to cover the number even when outright in Boston this season, these playoffs. So, yeah, I will take Philly plus the points. It's just a tad bit too many points here for me, and I think Philly actually can have something to say with Joel Embiid as long as he's playing, you know, decent, and he can't play much worse than he did last game if you ask me.
You're a lot more optimistic than I am, that's for sure. Yeah, I think the Celtics probably win by 15, 16. I mean, Embiid playing is like probably to their advantage because the more he touches the ball, the less Maxi and VJ can touch the ball to kind of get downhill. So I think they are more than happy to let Embiid chew up 20, 25 seconds of clock without Maxi having the ball in his hands and doing things that Maxi does. And I do think that Jason and Jalen have been having their way with every defender that they've encountered with. I don't think Philly is just they're just a bad matchup for. It's just a bad matchup for them in this spot. I mean, 11.5 is a big number, but I think as long as it's not a game two, I think the Celtics can close them out. Uh, their bench have played really well. I thought Baylor Shireman played well. Luka Garza played solid as well. Just overall, I don't. Nobody's hitting the shot for Philadelphia. Like Oubre, I don't know what his percentage is, but he's been horrible. And you talk about like Derek White hasn't been good. Vucevic has been bad. Like Kata's foul trouble within the first 4 or 5 minutes. So, I mean, they've had a big performance here, a big performance there. So they've yet to put together a full game. I think they do so in game five to close them out. So I'll lay 11.5.
All right, we're on opposite sides of that one. I'm going with Philly here, hoping for Maxey to have a big day, hoping that frees up Embiid, maybe a little pick and roll action, but I'm sure they'll be able to figure it out. 2-2 right now, ATS, both of these two teams in the series. So looking forward to that. All right, totals at 215, no, 214 and a half. Lonte.
Yeah, under. I think the Celtics will do majority of the scoring. If they can get to, if they can get to 120 ish, I think they can hold the Sixers under 100 to maybe like around like high 80s, low 90s. So I'm going with under. I trust the Celtics defense to you know shut down everything else. If they want to allow Embiid to just feast on the interior, then I mean, fine. I think that's kind of what they want them to do. So I would go under. I don't think the Celtics. I don't think the Sixers do a lot of scoring here.
Yeah, I will take the under as well. I think that the pace is going to be incredibly slow with Joel Embiid out there on the court. Eats up a bunch of time on the clock. You said that earlier. So I think it's a very, very slow pace game. And honestly, those type of games, Philly's been winning in this series. They held Boston to 97 when they got that win in Boston. They held them to what was it, 108 in that game in Philly. And so I like the slower pace, play better defense, limit the possessions of the game under. All right, player props, what you got?
Uh, you know what? I didn't have a ton. I would look at some VJ unders. He's struggling to shoot the ball. You're going under every pick and roll, daring him to shoot the ball. I would look at his under points. I do think that with Embiid being back, it's kind of throwing him out of rhythm because he's going from, you know, the second, really one kind of a 1B having the ball in his hands, him and Maxi, to now he's like the third option. So it's really like messing with his rhythm, and I think that's bringing Embiid back was something that they didn't foresee that doing, but it has so far. So VJ under. I'm back on Pritchard threes. If I think it's going to be a blowout, so I think he'll be in a game at home in a closeout situation. They are really, really, really good whenever he scores a lot of points.
Uh-huh.
I like Pritchard. 2.5 threes. It was like plus 120 uh, Monday or Sunday. I'm sorry. So I think he gets if we can get plus money on that, that'll be even better. But yeah, Pritchard over threes, VJ under points.
Yeah, it's no question here for me. Going back to Maxi, uh, I like Maxi threes in this one over 2.5 threes for Tyrese Maxi here. Four threes, five threes, five threes in the series thus far. You look at what he's done against Philly and it's 4-5-5-1, 4-3, 4-7-1, 5-3. Even with Joel Embiid and with Joel Embiid on the court, you automatically have to shade, more people into that painted area clears things up on the perimeter. He can get some one-on-one matchups where he can be able to make something happen and take a shot out on the perimeter. Catch and shoot opportunity is going to be there. All of that. Maxi, I think, has to have a big game here, closeout game. Maybe they go out there and they say, hey, let's try to find a way to extend. We're going to need a big games from all our guys. So Tyrese Maxi over 2.5 threes. Really like that one to go. And I mean, I like Maxi's points as well. So Maxi's points, Maxi's threes, whichever way you like. I'm willing to die on the Tyrese Maxey hill here. All right. Yep, that's about it for that. Let's go ahead and man, here they are, the New York Knicks. They found a way to tie it up 2-2 in Atlanta. They are back here at home for game 5. 6.5 is the total in that. Not the total. Knicks are laying 6.5. 214 is the total in this game. Injury report, and we see here we have for these two teams, it looks like the New York Knicks, you've got nothing, and for the Hawks, nothing. Jock Landell still on the injury report. That's it. All right, nothing's changed right there. So well, Cat had a triple double. Good things happen when Cat plays well. Good things happen when you trust Cat and Cat has the confidence to be able to go out there and execute what you trust in him, and they let him run more offense, hence increasing the assists. I'm still waiting on like the big monster Brunson game. Dealt with a little bit of an ankle injury in that last game. Think he'll be fine for this one. Looks like he'll be fine. He didn't even mention on the injury report, so he came back in the game. So like I think Brunson overall probably looking for that moment. This is a pivotal game 5 that they have to win here at home to go out and try to close this out on the road. OG's been playing amazing throughout the series, and it's going to be really big for me. One, the play of Cat. Two, how is the bench minutes managed? Who is the person that comes off the bench that gives that contribution? Clarkson? Is it McBride? Whoever it is, let's get that person out there. Let's get them hot and going, and being able to capitalize on the non-Brunson or non-Cat minutes. I am well. I took the Hawks last time, and the Knicks won, and I said I'd be perfectly fine as long as the Knicks win. So, with all that being said, I'll take the Hawks plus 6.5. Gonna keep it going. CJ's been a problem. They've been headhunting, and Jay's been very, very aggressive on attacking Cat and Brunson over the course of the entire series, and making sure that they go out the bad defenders on the Knicks and really put pressure on them. And then they just got to really just attack the glass and be able to and go out there and really, really get rebounds, offensive rebounds. If that goes their way, I can see the Hawks doing what they do as they did in the first couple of games and just hang around, mess around, end up getting a win, like something like that. But ultimately, we all know where my heart lies, but I am not going to jinx myself like that anymore in this series. I'm already fighting the Danhausen curse. So, Lonte, give the people a real breakdown. What do you like here?
Yeah, I love the Knicks in the spot, man. I mean, they just got to just keep doing what they did in Game 4. I don't know what took them so long to get to the point. Like, I don't think Brunson needs to be anything more than what he has been. I don't think he has to go out and score 35. I think this is a cat series. It's every series is its own different sample size, and it's got its own different nuances and matchups. And I think this one is a perfect one for cat. And you want to just keep having him dominate the ball. Like I would have cats if he shoots 30 times, that would be perfectly fine. And then you have Brunson late, but they haven't really needed him late outside of I guess one miscue, but like they've been blowing him out, and a lot of that has to do with the success that Cat's been having. And I think he should get the ball a lot more. Um, he showed that he can be able to play make, and Mike Brown said something idiotic that it wasn't even in the game plan. Cat just kind of did it on his own, which is weird to say.
Yeah, he's getting fired.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, so I don't know. That's the only thing that kind of it's got me like I'm like at a 4 out of 5 and not a 5 out of 5 because of Mike Brown. And if Cat
Hmm.
gets into foul trouble, I think they'll kind of resort back to the same kind of Mike Brown scheme that has not worked in their two losses. Um, but again, I'm banking on Cat being really good as he has been all series. OG's probably been the best player in the series for each side. I think he's been awesome on both ends of the floor. Um, but yeah, at home in a get up spot like this, I think the Knicks blow their doors off. So I'm taking the Knicks -6.5.
Yeah, the Knicks are gonna have to guard inside of the painted area a little bit better, giving up a little bit too many easy lays to the basket. But yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I would like to say it. I would like to say it. Doesn't necessarily work when I do it. I'll admit that. But I would much like to see the Knicks be able to cover this line. I think a Knicks 1 to 10 angle, honestly, would be very interesting. I can understand if you said the Knicks go out there and win the game and it's some kind of close game. And this is the Brunson. All right, he had the miscues, he had the missed shot, he's had the turnover, all of that. Like now, this is the Brunson that goes out and just kind of secures the game. But and ultimately, I'll say it again, and that'll lead us into well, we'll talk about the total before we talk about player props, but I'm always going to trust Jalen Brunson. So next 1 to 10 actually wouldn't be too bad, if you ask me. All right, totals at 213.5 here, Lonte. What do you like?
Yeah, I would probably go with the over. I don't have a ton of conviction on the total, but I do have a conviction that the Knicks are going to be able to score. They haven't really played they haven't played a complete game offensively. I think they've had each guy have a specific moment, and like I said, OG's probably been the most consistent. But I think they can all put it together here at home. The Hawks, they can score, but I'm worried about their 3 point rate. I don't know if it's high enough to kind of be a slam dunk on the over. But I do trust the Knicks. I would more so be a Knicks team total over versus the full game over. I think the Knicks will be able to score.
Mm, I think the total kind of. I agree with you. Both of these two teams giving us some. The rim protection is just not there consistently. I would take over 214. It's a slightly low. I don't think that it's going to be like a big 230, 240, something like that kind of game, but I do think it'll be around 220, like something like that. 100 and what, like 115 to like 105, something like that. Like that sounds somewhere about how this game finishes. So I could go with that. I could see into that. I could buy into that. All right. Player props. Hmm.
Back on OG, man. OG has been really good to me this series. I'm gonna keep uh, betting on him. I've been going points and rebounds. I think that's something that he's been, excelling in. His threes also. I don't know if there'll be plus money again because I think he's went over this like every game of the series, if I'm not mistaken, and skied over. I think he had 4 in back-to-back games. Um, so OG points, rebounds, threes. I like those. I'm expecting Jalen Johnson to have a monster game, so PRA over for him. Um, I could see CJ threes. I don't know if I like his points. I think they're gonna have a game plan for CJ in the Garden on tomorrow. I just don't really know if he'll be able to repeat that success. Although he's had a lot of success, but I think they'll have something schemed up for CJ tomorrow.
All right, you got to play Cat over on the points, rebounds, and assists, 36.5. He's been very good to that number. Been over that number in 6 of his last 8 games against the Hawks, including what is this? 3 of the 4 games this series. When Cat plays well, good things happens to the Knicks. So they got to continue to get Cat going. Of course, I'm going to keep running back Jalen Brunson, taking the over on his points prop. Even if it fails me, I don't care. I've seen enough of Jalen Brunson in the playoffs that I believe, and I wholeheartedly believe that he can turn it on and he will turn it on, and I'll continue to take that. So give me Jalen Brunson over 26.5. He gets that done. It's been pretty solid against the Hawks over in 3 of his last 5. And what is this? 6 of the last 9. He's been over this as well. So pretty good stuff for Jalen Brunson there. All right. Gave out a lot of stuff. I gave out a lot of stuff. Let's go and talk about Kalshi. Make real money predictive sports over there with Kalshi. Make sure you lock in. Check them out. They're legal in a ton of states. They have a whole bunch of different trading options. And hey, you can even, new Kalshi customers get $10 when you use that promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, KALSHI, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog. 2-pick entries pay 3.5x in. 3-pick entries pay 6.5x over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBASGPN because they have a new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $50 in bonus funds. All you got to do is use that promo code NBASGPN. All right. Last game on the docket for Tuesday. We've got Portland on the road. Unfortunately for the owner of the Portland Trail Blazers, they are on the road for this game. He had to pay for another trip. I am assuming the two-way players, again, did not travel with the team. And I am assuming that, again, there is a very, very strict, you better get out the hotel when it's time to check out. And you better make sure that we don't get fined. I would love to know what happens if you actually don't check out in time. And what if a fine occurs? Are we charging that person? Are you going so far to charge that staff member for the fine? Like, how committed to saving money is this man? I just know there's like a group chat of like staff members on teams around the league. And I'm not talking about like assistant coaches. I'm talking about lower level staff members, like the people that carry the luggage and stuff like that around, the operations guys, like those guys. They have a group chat around the league, and there's other teams that are just laughing at the Portland Trailblazers, like, huh, look at those guys. They got to be out of the hotel by 11 a.m. 1 p.m. us, please. All right, nothing on an injury report for these two teams. San Antonio's laying 11.5, 215.5 is total. Lonte, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm gonna lay it with the Spurs. Similar situation, I think, with the Boston series. I think it's a good parallel to, compare those series. The Spurs obviously being down Wemby and winning on the road kind of boosted their confidence, and then you got Wemby coming back, and he was amazing, especially on defense with 7 blocks. I thought that second half was indicative of what we're probably going to see a lot of early on to kind of put Portland
Mm-hmm.
out of their misery, like because you don't want to let them hang around. We saw what that led to in the game that they won. So you you got to come out and put this team away. I know the Spurs don't have the most playoff experience, but again, I think the Spurs have kind of unlocked something with the way they've been getting downhill, getting to the rim. They figured out some ways to kind of, um, you know, I wouldn't say stop Denny, but they've made it difficult for him. He's frustrated because they're putting him in
Mm-hmm.
pick and roll actions, forcing him to defend, and I think that's taking a toll on him and his ability to get downhill as much as he can. And they've also been playing a little bit more of Robert Williams and Donovan Clingan, and a lot of that had to do with Victor being out. But that was another kind of thing that they had to switch and go back to in game four.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think the Spurs come out and make easy work of them. They have to, because if they don't and Portland hangs around, I think they're in trouble. So let's go with I like the Spurs first half the most, but I'll lay 11.5 as well.
All right, game one, 111.98. Game three was 120 to 108. And game four was 114.93. 103. Game two, the lone game, Portland won 106, 103. Do you know what those games had in common, Lonte?
I would say no, I don't.
All of those games, they knew the status of Victor Wembanyama during the game. They knew what they were walking into. They knew if he was in, they knew if he was out. Game two is the game where he got hurt and things had to shift on the fly, and they had to try to figure out how they were going to finish that game and what was the next steps, what was the precaution, and everything was all of a sudden. But when this team in the playoffs has had that time to prepare, they known what they were going to do beforehand, they got business done. They got business done in a big fashion. So I'm comfortable with where they're at in this game. I say that game two was the anomaly because Wemby got hurt. Now that this team is knows, hey, what are we supposed to do here? Do we have them? Do we not have them? What are we doing? That they've come out and they figured it out, figured it out, had their moments of adversity. I think that the pace going up and down the court at one point is just too fast for this Portland Trailblazers team. We talked about how they haven't been able to score at all. I mean, again, 98, 106, 108, 93. Those are the points that they've scored in the series. They got lucky with the 106 win, but they haven't gotten over 110 points at all this series. They haven't gotten anywhere. They 108. That's the highest. So I just don't think that Portland's able to score. And ultimately, this Spurs team, they can score playing slow, they can score playing fast, they can keep going up and down the court, they can challenge you in transition. Like I just don't think Portland has enough. I think it was fun. I think they got their one game. And plus, I really do, really honestly, truly believe the owner is like, all right, guys, it's over. 3 games to one. We're not coming back. Let's just go ahead and end it now. Let's not put any more money into this than we have to. So I think that we are going to get San Antonio winning in a big way. So I'm laying 12 and a half. You said you're laying 12 and a half. We're both on it. It's a pretty chalk play here. All right, totals at 215 and a half. What do you like?
I don't think Portland will be able to score a ton. I mean, we've seen it. They had a 35-point half. Um, I mean, Victor just causes so much, you know, like chaotic frenzy
Uh-huh.
offense, and they're not a team that can shoot the three at a high enough clip that I trust. So I'm going under. I would even look at a Trailblazers team total under, but I do think the Spurs have a good offensive game. The
Uh-huh.
Trailblazers not so much. So under for me.
Let's see what is the Blazers team total even at? I can't imagine it's over 100. 101. Yeah, under. They're struggling. They're struggling to get to 100. That'll be a sweat and a half, but sure. I think the only concern for a full game under is just the fact of I know this San Antonio team can put up points and put up points in a big fashion. And that could be the thing that would pull this game into the over. So it would be Portland team total under, and I would sweat that and just dare Portland to get over 100 points because I just think that they're going to struggle to score the basketball. They have been struggling to score the basketball. I think they're more likely to be under the 100 than above it. So I'll take under there. All right, player props. What you got?
Give me Scoot under. He had a great game with a 31-point game, but came back to reality. It was overinflated then. I think it's a little overinflated still to this point right now. I like his under. Got to keep going with Drew Holiday. Rebounds, assists, over. I mean, Drew Holiday's been really good in the series. His threes also are something that I was looking at.
Uh,
Those are typically plus money, and he's been shooting a lot more of them in this postseason. So those are a few that I like on the Trailblazer side. On the Spurs side, I like Castle PRA over. I mean, he's been really aggressive, and they've also been putting the ball in his hands a little bit more versus Fox, and having Fox to be more off ball because he's the better shooter. So they're allowing Fox to either get downhill, slot cut down the middle, and get to the rim, or he's spotting up off of some of those actions that they've been doing. So that's kind of correlated if you want to go, you know, Castle PRA over, and then Fox threes over. I think that's kind of correlated because he's going to shoot a lot more. So those are a few that I like.
I did not have the threes circled for De'Aaron Fox, but I did have his points circled. 17 and a half points. He's been at, what is this, 17, 17, 18, 28. So he's been right there the entire series. He had that big 28-point game last time. And so, yeah, De'Aaron Fox, I had him circled for 17 and a half points. I think that's a pretty solid move. I always like Devin Vassell, always willing to rock Devin Vassell. Like, I think even if Wemby plays, we're going to be talking about the other guys and how everybody in this team effort came through and able to figure it out, get the win. Champagny, I think, on the threes is very interesting. 1.5 threes for Julius Champagny. They like him in that role. They use him in that role to spot up 3-point shooter from the corner. He's had over 2 threes in, what is this? Oh, 4, 7, 9 of his last 11 games against the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, so I like Julian Champagny. Hit his threes. He's been very, very consistent there as well. All right. Oh, that's it. Before we get to lock dog, underdog, lock dog prop and underdog, excuse me. Got to get to rhythm, official data tool for dominating NBA, MLB, and golf. Make sure you lock in on Rhythm. Use their models, the power of data to help you cash in on your bets. Build your own models as well. So you can either use Rhythm's models that they give you, or you can build your own and dominate the books. Promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. That's promo code SGPN25. Also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market, and you're getting the best prices on the market with Novig. Make sure you go check them out. You get reduced juiced on a lot of bets. It could be, hey, something that's like -110, and you look over there on Rhythm, and it's even money, just like that. Make sure you download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 when you use that promo code SGPN. Tap in with Novig, promo code SGPN. Again, spend $5, get $50 with Novig. All right. Lock, dog, prop, underdog. Lonte, what do you got?
So let's go for the lock. Give me the Spurs first half. That should be at, I think it's at 6.5. Let me make sure that it's at 6.5. Spurs first half is at 7.5. It's reduced, but you can find a 6.5, like lay $1.20. So either or is fine with me. Like I said, I think they come out and blitz them. Yeah, I think they have to be quite honest. For the dog, I'm going with a prop. I'm going with OG Anunoby is still plus money. I think it's plus 113 over his threes. I think that's too low. He's been taking a bunch. He's been getting wide open looks because they're having a double cat. I mean, self-explanatory there. I'm going over there. For the prop, give me another 3-point specialist who hasn't been shooting the ball well. Give me Derek White over 2.5 threes. That's at plus 125.
Good luck betting Derek White right now. Good luck. You got it, sir. All right. A lot. Keep it simple. Spurs laying at 11.5. Dog. Let's go to, how do I want to play it? I can. Let's go with Tyrese Maxey. 4 plus 3s plus 160. Again, I like the threes. Look for Maxey. And for my prop, I really don't want to give Cat my hard-earned money for prop today, even though I do think it's a really, really good play. I will dip back into the Spurs game. Yes. Yes, I will dip back into the Spurs game. Give me De'Aaron Fox. It's been good. It's been consistent. Points prop is at 18, 17.5. Yeah, I will take 17.5 minus 113. Not bad. I'll take 17.5 for De'Aaron Fox. I think he's going to go out there, have a really good game. I expect Wemby to play. I think they said that he is cleared to play. and continue to keep playing. And so I think De'Aaron Fox clear opens him up a little bit more offensively. He's going to start doing some more work. Again, had just had that 28-point game. I think he doesn't even have to have 28. I think he comes back down, maybe a 20-point game here for De'Aaron Fox, but he still has something good. He's been right here hovering the number all series. So I'll take De'Aaron Fox at over 17 and a half as my prop. Underdog. We can recycle Fox.
Yeah. Maxi and Cat. I like those.
All right. We'll throw Cat and Underdog. PRA higher. Maxi. Yeah, I need some regular action with the threes and not the juice. 2.5x. And De'Aaron Fox higher 17 and a half. All right, so De'Aaron Fox higher 17 and a half points. Carl Anthony Towns higher 36 and a half points, rebounds, and assists. And Tyrese Maxey higher 2.5 3-pointers made. That's going to be 5.52x over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Lonte, anything else for the people before we get up out of here?
That's about it, man. Best of luck tonight and tomorrow. Hopefully, we get some winners on the board to start the week.
All right, for the people. There you go. He's at XXLonteXX. I'm at really__. Make sure you give us a follow at SGPN NBA, youtube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, everything, all that there. And give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcasts, Apple and Spotify. With that, that's it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do, no other way of ending the podcast. Just going to end like this. We are out of here.